what is up, Crockxen clan members, Elysian League fans, and others who have some Fonz video. I'm SoresanCrockxen here with week 2 previews, my guys. Okay, so I was way off on a couple of those battles for last week. There was a couple things I didn't know. For example, Jack's battle versus Will. I didn't know that Como got Ice Punch, okay? I'm over here thinking, oh, well, Gliscor literally walls Como because I'd seen that in the past, how Como didn't have a thing to hit Gliscor. But no, apparently it does have Ice Punch, and it got that in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, but because I'm so out of the competitive scene and stuff like that, I didn't know that, okay? I didn't know that, and then Jack just got 6-0'd because he let it sit up. It was awful, okay? Let's just put it like that. I was wrong on a couple other ones, but at the request of Alfonzo, I will give my predictions in the previews of all the weeks, and then when I upload the results, I kind of give like, oh, was I right or was I wrong? Which, you know, it's a nice idea. He says it might actually make him want to watch the matches videos, even though he should be watching all the videos anyways, but that's besides the point. So, without further ado, let's get started with this preview. Alright, so starting off, we have Zhu versus Yola. Now, Yola is my boy. We've been together for a while. He's really good. He surprised me. He did it. He beat Zach last week. I'm very proud of him. Zhu met the unfortunate Cupchew, which is never fun to battle Cupchew when you're kind of still new to competitive battling. I don't know Zhu's total experience, right? I'm not going to say here she's a total noob, but I feel like she's on the newer side of the spectrum, whereas Cupchew's, you know, has had a lot of experience going forward. So this is kind of one of those, Zhu's also facing another opponent who can actually, or who has experience, right? But she does have a huge advantage this time, though. Like her advantage versus Yola is ridiculous. She only needs 3 months to beat Yola's entire team, right? She has Weavile, who's a Zmon. She has Mega Blastoise, which is a Mega Blastoise, and she has Staraptor. All 3 of these mons single-handedly destroy Yola's entire team, because Weavile has Poison Jab, so it can take care of Florges. It's also, you know, Icicle Crash for Tornadus. It has, since it's the Z move, or it's a Z Captain, it can have, what is it, Low Kick? Like Z Low Kick to take care of Mega Steelix, as well as hitting Greninja. It has Ice Shard for Latios, Icicle Crash for Amoonguss, and then Icicle Crash for Vikavolt if you want to go that way. But at the same time, she also has Staraptor. Choice Scarf Staraptor is no freaking joke here. There's just no way. So like Brave Bird, Double Edge, Close Combat. Literally only moves you need in your entire arsenal. You literally take care. You kill the Vikavolt after rocks, which you have ways to get up rocks. And besides like Florges's, well, he has Blastoise as well, but I really don't recommend Blastoise for this battle. But you know, Brave Bird for Vikavolt, Amoonguss, as well as Latios. You could go for Double Edge against Latios if you really want to, but there's Latios. And then Greninja, Florges. You have Close Combat for Steelix, Linoon. And then you have Double Edge for, again, Florges, Darmanitan. All this, like, literally start with this. And then Mega Blastoise can take hits from Darmanitan, take it out. Can also take hits from Steelix and take it out. Take hits from Tornadus, take it out. Like, these 3 mons single-handedly take out Yola's entire team, which is ridiculous. The only one that's somewhat safe is Blastoise, but Blastoise can't take like a Brave Bird or a Double Edge from Staraptor. And she does, the only problem is that she can't keep Staraptor alive, right? She does not have a way to reliably, to pass recovery to Staraptor besides Healing Wish on like Mesprit. And I think Whimsicott gets Healing Wish. Not quote me on that because I'm not sure. I know it gets Memento, but Healing Wish on Mesprit. So you're not going to be able to heal it up, which is your main problem, is that, you know, the fact that you have so much recoil is going to be really bad for you. But at the end of the day, you don't really need Staraptor after a certain point. The only positive I see on Yola's team, and he was kind of talking to me about this, which I feel like might be his only saving grace, is that he has a lot of priority on his team. He has Blastoise with Aqua Jet, Hariyama with Bullet Punch, Linoon with Extreme Speed, and then Greninja with Water Shuriken. Those are like his best chances here. Like if he sets up rocks, which again are gonna be kind of annoying because she does have a Fortress and a Mega Blastoise, so she has two really good spinners. So I don't expect rocks to stay up on the field. He can try to mitigate some of them. It's like Bullet Punch from Hariyama can take out the Weavile, and then Blastoise can take at least one hit from Staraptor, then hit it with an Aqua Jet. Linoon gets extreme speed, which it can use to do that. Water Shuriken is, I guess, the only option he has to take care of Staraptor a little bit better. But then you have to worry about the Toxicroak, because Toxicroak obviously has dry skin. I don't know. I feel like Ju has this one, though. I think in terms of her overall team is much solid. The fact that she has 3 Mons that pretty much annihilate all of Yoler's, or basically make a lot of Yoler's team irrelevant, is going to help her out a lot. Because even though he has that priority, Whimsicott can take care of 2 of those. Toxicroak is immune to Blastoise and Greninja, and Lapras actually gets Water Absorb too, so you can also have Lapras be a tank for that. Plus the fact that literally all 3, plus the fact that Gudra can also take all these hits regardless, unless Linoon gets like a belly drum. Like, it can take a Bullet Punch, it can take an Aqua Jet, and it can take a Water Shuriken. Not that you're going to be going for priority moves on Gudra anyways, but it's just a matter of fact. Like, there's too many things on her team that can literally wall out or strictly annihilate Yoler's side. But he did prove me, I wouldn't say he proved me wrong, because I was kind of going for him in the battle versus Zach. But he was able to pull it off, right? He was able to pull off the victory. I think that he just needs to get that one lucky hit. That one lucky hit, and he should be fine. So I feel like Ju has this, though. I think Ju's going to get a 3-0 victory on this. With those 3 Mons are going to be the leftovers. So, yep, that's it for that one. Next up, we have Kraft versus Zen. Now, Zen, you lost week 1. Kind of disappointed in that, because you're one of my favorite players and you're my rival. Right? I always consider you my rival in this league. And I don't like seeing you lose, because it makes me look bad. Okay? Kraft, you won yours. I'm very proud of you. You did a very good job. I like the way you handled the battle. This match looks ugly. And I mean ugly in every sense of the word. If you look at Kraft's team, and then you look at Zen's team, besides Chandelure, you tell me what deals with Magearna. I mean, he has a Gastrodon, which can kind of take a hit, but it can't do much, especially if he's Assault Vested Magearna. Because Earth Power is not going to do much. And Earthquake, well, it's an option. Gastrodon is not going to be doing much with it. But, like, literally, Chandelure is the only thing he has for Magearna. And the problem with having Chandelure being your only option for Magearna is that Zen has an Araquanid, which you can't touch. Which is really, really bad. I've been looking at the team. Obviously, Gastrodon switches into Araquanid every single time. There's no buts about it. But the problem with, having to rely on Gastrodon to come in on Araquanid is, if you get that thing weakened, then you're also putting yourself in danger of Magearna just being able to OHKO you with whatever move it has. And the good thing about Magearna right now in this match in particular is that you have Aura Sphere, you have Shadow Ball, you have Energy Ball, and then I didn't even think you need to run Flora Cannon at all. I think you just go for Moonblast. Like, you don't even need to risk going for Flora Cannon. It's ridiculous. Like, bruh. The only thing that I see could be a problem is if you let Magearna set up, is that Kraft obviously has a Ditto, and Zen, you yourself do not have anything to deal with Magearna, which is obviously a big trade-off here. You need to be able to build your Magearna so that you can take another Magearna on. Because if you're Assault Vested, then even a +2 or a +1 Magearna shouldn't be doing much to your own Magearna. But it's one of those things where, like, you really need to plan this out correctly. Because I always say I hate seeing a Ditto in draft because you can't really, like, it's one of those things where you're building against two teams. You're building against your opponent's team, but at the same time, you also need to be building it against your own team because Ditto can turn into any one of your Mons. Which is why I always hate when somebody drafts Ditto because it makes previews and predictions super duper hard because you're like, shit, you have to make a preview about the opponent facing the guy with the Ditto or the girl, you know, because you can have females playing Pokemon, okay, where in that type of society now where anybody can play Pokemon, but you know, you have to be like, okay, so he's facing this guy who has a Ditto. Now, how do you counter your own team because the opponent has a Ditto? Now, granted, Ditto is also one of those Pokemon where it can be like, it's just there for the scare factor, and you never bring it except for that one time, and that one time it completely annihilates the opponent. But it's always something you have to keep in the back of your mind, right? You can't just be willy-nilly be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go and you know, have this Mon 6, you know, go up to +6 and then sweep, because you have, you know, a lot of people tend to think like that. But like, again, if the opponent has a Ditto, you can't do that because Imposter copies all your stats, copies all your moves, copies everything, and then you're stuck. You're literally done for. You can't do nothing about that. So it's really annoying. Like, the best chance you have at this, if you're lucky and he copies your Landorus or something like that, because then you can switch into a Raccoon as long as you don't have Stone Edge. Which, realistically speaking, looking at your team, at your opponent's team, I don't think you need Stone Edge for anything. Like, Scolipede is going to be taking a decent amount of damage from Earthquake, especially if you go for the Z move, or even Fly. You can do Z Fly. You turn on Latias, Earthquake Gastrodon, Earthquake Diancie, Earthquake Raichu, Earthquake Chandelure, Earthquake Skuntank, Earthquake Licky, Earthquake Kartana. Like, you don't really need Stone Edge, so like your Araquanid can be a safe switch in, because Fly is obviously 2 turns, and if he goes for Fly, then you can switch out to a different appropriate Pokemon, like your Charizard, for example, or Magearna. Once again, Magearna is like the one thing here. So in all sense of purposes, although Zen lost last week, this is the chance for Magearna to shine. My only concern is do not bring setup. I did not like the fact that last week you had Calm Mind and Shift Gear. I think that's a very, very bad combo to have 2 setup moves, at least in the draft format right now. I don't think it's viable. I think it's better to have either 1 setup move and then 3 attacks, or have just 4 attacks. Like, I don't see any reason to do anything else. You can try to do one of those Calm Mind setups where, you know, you kill him on, you know, Craft brings in Ditto, and then like you start setting up on it, and then it's a wrap. But again, then if you don't kill the Ditto, well, then you're screwed. So that has to be one of those late game things. I feel like Zen has this one though, if he's able to play around the Ditto correctly, and if Magearna can because like you have Wish support with Kamala. You have screen support with Meowstic. You have Z Parting Shot with Silvally. So you have plenty of ways to make sure that this Magearna can come in and wreck house. You just got to make sure that you don't do too much wrecking, and then that you're always wary of that freaking Ditto. And a way to deal with Chandelure, because like right now, Chandelure is probably the best option you have to deal with. That Craft has to deal with Magearna. So I think Zen might take this one with like a 2-0 victory at the most. Because obviously you can't sweep with Magearna if there's a Ditto around, because obviously you just take all your boosts and then you're done for. Zen just got to prepare for the Ditto. Magearna is your best bet here. Do not bring 2 setup moves, please, for the love of God. At most, just have 1 if you really want to go that way. If you want to have a setup move, just go with 1. And then on top of that, just be careful. But Craft, the Ditto is your best chance. If you're able to copy the correct Pokemon and you have the right moves, but like Lopunny's not doing much. Like I was actually calculating a couple things, and I was like, Lopunny actually does a decent amount some of these Pokemon, but then I was like, okay, but Conkeldurr can take a +1 high jump kick, or he doesn't even have to go for a +1 high jump kick because he can kill you with Mach Punch. On top of the fact that you can't touch Magearna, so that's also never fun. But I mean, if anybody can do it, I think Kraft can. But I still want to give Zen the 2-0 victory on this one. Next up, we have Cubchoo versus Cybercart. Now, as I mentioned in the earlier, preview, Cubchoo is a he's a veteran. I'm gonna give him the veteran title. He's a veteran at the game. He knows what he's doing. He knows how he plays. He's got a play style. He knows how to do it. Cybercart, from what I saw in the first week match, is that you are very, very, very new to competitive battling. You went for Sucker Punch on a wall, like Cophagus, who always goes for Will-O-Wisp first, because that's how they operate. They're trying to weaken physical attackers just so they can take hits, because Cophagus is a very, very bulky Pokemon, especially on the physical side. So if you can spread Will-O-Wisp as much as you can, it makes you even more of a wall. So I felt like that was a big misplay. On top of the fact that then you let your Mega Mawile not only get burned, but then lose its huge power. So you pretty much made Mega Mawile irrelevant at that point, because it's burned and it lost the thing that makes it a strong Pokemon. So I feel like you're still kind of a new player in this. And I'm sorry that you have to face Cubchoo literally the week after you lose the first game. On top of the fact that you really don't have anything for Mega Venusaur. That is obnoxious as all hell. Like, Mega Venusaur is one of the bulkiest Megas in the entire game. Has very, very few weaknesses. I believe it's only Flying and Psychic. But the problem is you don't have offensive Flying or Psychic types. You have two walls, being Claydol and Slowbro, as your only true ways of dealing with it. But you can't even 2-hit KO it with Psychic on either one of the mons, which is very, very, very bad. The only thing I saw that you can do is if you're able to set up with Mega Mawile and hit it with an Iron Head. That's it. But the problem with doing that is that you're not doing what I told you to do last week. I see your team, and I see it, and it's a Trick Room team. That's literally what you build. I don't know if that's what you were going for. I don't know if you know that that's what you did. But you literally have a team built for Trick Room besides Frostlass. But Frostlass is literally just your setup, your hazard setter. You set up spikes, you Destiny Bond, and you let yourself die. That's literally the only thing I ever see Frostlass as. It's just a lead to set up hazards and maybe take them on down with you with Destiny Bond. Everything else works under Trick Room. You have Magmortar, which is slow but hits very, very hard if you have a Specs on it. The Blade can set up and then hit hard. Mimikyu, while you can see it as fast, it actually functions really well in Trick Room. And if you set up with it, it also helps. Mega Mawile thrives in Trick Room. It is so slow that it always guarantees to go first under Trick Room, and you hit like a motherfucking truck. Guzzlord is slow. Claydol is slow. Umbreon is a wall, but can still do some things in Trick Room. Milotic, you can be a bulky sweeper. And Slowbro, if you don't want to go with the wall set, is great offensively under Trick Room. Looking at Cubchoo's team, besides Golurk, everything on his team is decently fast. This is your chance. Go for Trick Room, for the love of God. Because that's literally the only way you're going to win this battle. I do not see any other way for you to actually take over this match. I wouldn't even go as far as saying Cubchoo might 5-0 you. I wouldn't say 6-0 because I do think you can at least take off 1-1. It is possible to do that. I mean, you were able to not get 6-0 last week. So I do know that you can take out a Mon. But if you don't use Trick Room and you don't do it correctly, then I don't see you winning this match at all. And with the experience that Cubchoo has, I would not even go behind saying that he would try to stop you from doing that. Because he has a Tapu Fini, which has Taunt. I believe Metagross, I don't know. Never mind. I don't think Metagross gets Taunt. I thought he did. But, like, Tapu Fini does get Taunt. I know that for a fact. Drapion, I'm pretty sure gets Taunt. So, He's probably gonna have even the option to not let you get Trick Room off. But that's literally the only way I see you even having a chance to make this a close battle. I don't, even if you're able to get Trick Room off once, I don't even see you winning the battle after that. Like, it's one of those things where you need to be able to set up Trick Room more than once during the match to be able to actually win. So in this scenario, because I know how good Cupchew is, and how I know that you're kind of on the newer side of competitive battling, and I still don't feel like you know exactly what your team can do or was able to do, I gotta give Cupchew the win on this one. I think he's gonna, like, I'm not gonna say he's gonna completely sweep you, but I wouldn't be surprised if he does. Like I said, you really do not have anything from Mega Venusaur, and Mega Venusaur is one of the best Megas defensive-wise, and it doesn't have a bad special attack set either, so it's still not going to be, like, just sitting there taking hits. It can deal damage, and with the fact that your team is very, very weak to it, you're not going to be having fun. Like, Giga Drain, Slowbro, Milotic, it can do stuff to Umbreon, it can take care of Claydol. Mawile doesn't take too kindly if he goes for, like, a physical set. Mimikyu doesn't like Sludge Bomb. Roserade doesn't like Sludge Bomb. Frostlass, their best chances if you could get a Destiny Bond off, but at that point, I don't even see if it's worth it. The Blade, he gets Hidden Power Fire and Earthquake. And Magmortar, you're not going to be damaging it anyways. So, Cupchew, she's your protege, I'm assuming. Okay, do not completely annihilate her. Okay, she's still learning. Help her out after this week specifically so that she's able to improve. But I do believe Cupchew has this one. I'm sorry to say this, but he's good. Cybercart, I feel like you're not good yet. You can be in the future. And he just has a much better team. Like, literally, I only mentioned one Mon because that one Mon literally deals with your entire team if you let it be. Last but not least, on the Rainbow Rocket Conference, we have Alfonzo versus Zach. Zach, you lost to Yola, which, you know, it's fine. I feel like he's proved himself over the years that he can be very, very good. Alfonzo, you won your match, though. So you're kind of on opposite sides of the spectrum here. But I'm looking at your team, and unless you hit off the Z Hypnosis or Z Rain Dance, I think is the other one that a lot of people run, you're not going to be having a lot of fun this match. I do want to say, though, you do have something that I really, really like, and that's Honchkrow. Honchkrow is a very, very good Pokemon. And I recommend you, if you do bring it, and I actually do recommend you do, because you can do a lot of damage here. Brave Bird, Superpower, maybe Sucker Punch. I don't know if you want to go that route, but Sucker Punch. And then some random fourth move. I don't know what I would recommend there. But, like, those three moves in particular do a lot of work against Zach's team. And I feel like that's kind of your only option to deal with it. Especially, and this is just me speculating, but Gyarados as a Z-Mon is always a scary Mon because it has setup. And it has Intimidate, which means unless you're able to have prior damage on it, you're not going to be killing it because you're at -1. And plus the fact that he has access to a Z Crystal, well, at that point, it can just OHKO whatever it feels like it can't kill normally. I know that for a fact, if I remember correctly, he does have Bounce available now. So he has options for Water, Dark, Ice, Flying, Ground. I'm trying to remember if he has anything else that's like super crazy. Hell, I could even see him going for like a special. Like, I know that Gyarados' special attack set isn't the worst thing. So like it could be one of those things where like he's offensive with Dragon Dance, but at the same time he has a special offense. Z Crystal for whatever it feels like. I can't kill this in one hit with this. Also, I do want to say if he does get set up, you also have the problem of you have a Tapu Lele, which means your priority moves are not going to be very, very good. You have Lucario's Bullet Punch, Houndoom and Honchkrow's Sucker Punch, but like if you have Tapu Lele, then you can't really do that. So it's going to be really, really obnoxious on your end. Plus the fact that I will say, though, you have one positive note here is that he doesn't really have a viable, like, hazard removal. So I feel like I strongly recommend some form of, like, Stealth Rocks or something like that. Because that's, like, your best chance at weakening some of these Mons. for a mon like, you know, Garchomp or Honchkrow or even Mega Houndoom to be able to put in some work. As for Lele, right, I do like Tapu Lele. I think it's a very, very strong mon. But you have, like, there's so many things on Zach's team that do not care about Lele. Like, you have Heatran, which unless you predict that and go for Focus Blast, is not going to be fun. But at that, like, if you're choice, then Decidueye is a free switch in, Megalodios is a free switch in, Gyarados is a free switch in to those moves. But if you go for like something like Psychic, well, then he has Crocodile, which is completely immune to it. Megalodios can take that hit. Heatran can take that hit, although not well. It can take that hit. You could try going for Shadow Ball, but then again, Crocodile switches in for free. Gyarados can switch in for free. Zoroark can switch in for free. Actually, that's a lie. Zoroark is not that bulky, so I think you could kill Zoroark with a Shadow Ball. So it's one of those things where, like, you have to. I feel like it's necessary to run a Scarf in case, you know, some of these mons are Scarf, like Crocodile or like Decidueye, which I've seen before, and then, you know, Gyarados. Even if it's not a Z-mon, it can be Scarfed. So it's one of those things where, like, you kind of have to run a choice Scarf in case, but then you lock yourself to a move, and that's very, very, very bad. But I mean, the thing is, like, Tapu Lele has a lot of options in terms of move pool, so you just gotta find one that's worth it. You know, one that you feel like if I get locked into one of these moves, he doesn't have a free switch in, right? But other than that, like, this is gonna be a tough matchup. I think your best bet is that Honchkrow and maybe Garchomp. Those two mons are like the best thing I can see out of this team. Xurkitree, obviously, if you're able to get the Z, you know, whatever Z move you go for. I don't really know what most people go for, but you do have the option of doing that. And then maybe, like, if you set up with Garchomp, you can do a lot of work because Garchomp is very, very, very powerful. So, like, if you go for, like, a Swords Dance or whatever, and you're decently fast Pokemon, so you're not going to be doing, or you're not going to be being outsped by a lot of these things. But again, he also has a Galvantula, which has Sticky Web. So I recommend, I mean, your only hazard removal at that point is War Turtle, which it's not the greatest. I know Joey likes to talk all this stuff about War Turtle and how he's, like, super duper hyper up about War Turtle, but, like, I don't even know if it's you kind of need to bring it to get rid of hazards, well, specifically webs. But, like, other than that, like, it's also doesn't deal with Togedemaru, doesn't deal with Zoroark, it can't take hits from Crook, it can't do anything to Latias, Celesteela walls it, the Decidueye can take care of it, Galvantula can take care of it, Gyarados is a free setup there. So yeah, it's like, I feel like this is going to be definitely more on Zach's end than on Alfonzo. But I mean, who knows? Pokemon is a trash game sometimes, and hacks are a thing. They happen all the time at the most inconvenient times. But I do think that Zach has this. I'm going to give him the 3-0 victory here. Just because if he gets a setup with Gyarados, I think it's over at that point. And like, Honchkrow can do it. I feel like Honchkrow can do it, but, like, Gyarados sets up once, and I feel like that's going to be very, very, like, I think that's a wrap at that point, because you don't have too many things besides the Tapu Lele being Scarfed, or Honchkrow being Scarfed, or Xurkitree being able to get a Z move off, and all that stuff. Starting off the Ultra Recon Squad conference. Oh my gosh. Will, I hate you so much. Oh my gosh. You made me look like an idiot. No, I'm just kidding. But I was surprised when I saw Como go for Ice Punch. I didn't know that mon got that. I am very shocked. I'm sorry that I thought you were going to get swept by Jax. I mean, I didn't say you were going to swept. I think if I remember correctly, I said, like, it was a 2-0 victory on Jax's part. But I didn't know. I didn't know that Como got the freaking Ice Punch, okay? I'm sorry. I thought, like, Gliscor could literally just wall it. From what I saw, apparently there was maybe some it's not really hacks, but I guess like the calcs were in your favor or something like that, or maybe you got that one lucky hit that did more damage, or like I don't even remember what it was. I think something about like the tectonic rage on Primarina, and Primarina had a very big chance to live, and then you got like that 3% KO. I don't remember, but the point is, you're making it really. I don't even know how to predict anymore with you, because like, damn it. I will say though, Nick, there was a lot of misplays on your end in the last battle. You went for Toxic Spikes when there was a mon that can absorb it. I don't know if I agree with that method of setup. I think that was a waste of time, and I feel like if you're gonna use Excelgor, he works very, very well as an offensive mon more than a hazard set. I mean, obviously you can have spikes, but like Excelgor has a lot of moves it can use, and I think you would have done much better if you had attacked instead of set up. On top of the fact that you were physical, what? Have you not seen Excelgor's stats? Okay, please tell me you've seen Excelgor's stats, and like you're like, oh yeah, I see 100 special attack stat. I'm gonna go for the physical 70. What? There's just no way. Okay, you're not. I'm sorry, but that was very, very weird. Also, your Necrozma set made no sense. You had one move, even though your opponent had a dark type as an option. I saw like maybe I'm assuming you were Calm Mind, Automatize, like Recover or whatever, Moonlight, whatever the hell that thing moves, learns, and then Photon Geyser. You had a Psychic type only move, knowing your opponent had a Dark type Pokemon. That made no sense. And I feel like you weren't working to your team's strength. I told you in the last preview, Trick Room is your best friend. It literally is. Your team is built for Trick Room or Zygarde setup, neither of which you did. Okay, you just went in blind. And I know I'm sorry if I sounds like I'm bashing you, but like I feel like you don't know what your team is capable of, and you just said, "Hey, I'm just gonna throw this out there and do whatever." So like I just I didn't like how you played. I'm gonna say that right now. I did not like the way your moms were set up, and I didn't like the way you played them out. Whereas on Will's side, I mean, he just fucking sent out Como and then like swept through Jax's whole team. Like I don't even know what the rest of your team did, right? Like that's just not okay. Like I didn't get a chance to see any of your other mons in your battle, Will, so I have no idea how good you are. But the fact that you just freaking Como could just do whatever the fucking wants, it's gonna be very annoying. But once again, I do want to say you have decently fast Pokemon besides like Jellicent, I guess. Like, that's really a wall, Will. It's not really meant to be offensive. And like Mega Scissor is not that slow. It can still work as a fairly fast Pokemon. But like Nick, you have a Mega that only functions in Trick Room. So why the fuck are you not using Trick Room, right? All your other offensive mons can work even better in Trick Room. Zygarde, you can make it slow and bulky with Coil. You can have a Tangrowth, which, can be a tank instead of just a regular wall. You have Regice, which is supposed to be somewhat offensive if you really want to go for the Z-Mon stuff. The Necrozma is your Trick Room setter. Donphan, you can make a Choice Band Animate, and you're going to be doing a lot of damage. Scizor can work really, really well in Trick Room, and so can Emboar. So why the fuck are you not using Trick Room, okay? But at this point, I really have no idea, because, Will, you could just pull something out of your ass for all the hell I know. You could, for all I know, you could bring in freaking offensive Auroras, have it be slow as fuck, and then you just do whatever the hell you want. Because, like, what is it? Is it Ancient Power, which deals with, Regice? Regice is especially bulky, so I don't know if you can do that. But you have that. You have Blizzard, because you can use Blizzard since you have Snow Warning. You have Earth Power for Emboar. And then, like, some random move. I don't know what else Aurora gets, because I haven't used Aurora since Gen 6 started. Like, in-game, I didn't even go competitive with that thing, so I don't know the capabilities of this Pokemon. But, like, for all I know, you could be fucking bringing that shit and, like, sweeping somebody else. Like, shit. I don't even know what to do with you. But I feel like because of how the matches last week went, I will give the edge to Will because he won his in a spectacular fashion. And Nick, while you were able to lower the differential, your plays were kind of mediocre, and you just let Mons drop for no reason. So I gotta give Will this one. But because Will could just randomly 6-0 people now, apparently, I don't even know what kind of score to give. But I'm gonna say, just for safety reasons, I'm gonna leave it at a 3. So that's like the middle ground, right? I don't know with you, so I'm gonna give you the 3-0 victory here because you 6-0 Jack, who's been on the playoffs finals for 2 seasons in a row and has been consistently making playoffs since he joined the season. Next up, we have Saiga versus EAG. Both people won their last week's matches. Congratulations to both. Saiga, I have a question for you. Besides Suicune, and that's kind of an iffy statement, what do you have for Mamoswine? I literally see nothing but Mamoswine fodder. Zerora gets O-code. Bronzong, well, if he has knockoff, then I guess that's another thing. Like, he has to have knockoff in order to hit Bronzong. So I guess Bronzong's also kind of an option. Moltres doesn't want to take any hits from that thing. Liepard doesn't want to take an Earthquake. Diancie doesn't want to take an Earthquake. Kyurem doesn't want to take an Icicle Crash. Palossand doesn't want to take an Icicle Crash. Serperior gets hit with Ice Shard. Nihilego gets hit with Earthquake. Hitmonlee Unburdened boosted, yes. But, damn it. Like, Hitmonlee then has to deal with a Cresselia and a Mantine. Bruh. And a Sylveon, too, for that matter. I didn't even remember that. Why does Mamoswine do... Like, I feel like... So, if Bronzong is gone, right? And Hitmonlee has been weakened in some sense of the word, right? Then I'm pretty sure that Mamoswine just sweeps your team. Like, Bronzong... At that point, you switch into Alolan Muck, who can even Salazzle. That's the problem. You need to run Levitate, which means Salazzle's Fire Blast is not going to be bueno to deal with. Salazzle's freaking annoying too, like shit. And then Alolan Muck is just a really hard physical attacker. He's got Dark Stab with knockoff, and then Shadow Sneak is also annoying. And then Hitmonlee, like I said, I already gave you, like, Cresselia is annoying. Mantine is annoying. Sylveon is annoying. This is bad. It can take a Diamond Sword from Diancie, if I remember correctly. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to calc that real quick. I'm pretty sure Mamoswine can take a Diamond Storm from Diancie. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it only does 54 to 64%. Moonblast hits a little harder, though. But at that point, you get O-code by Earthquake, so it doesn't even freaking matter. I don't know. This match is gross. And the thing is, like, Serperior can't do much against Alolan Muck. So like at that point, it's just over. I don't see a win here. Actually, here's the thing though. You can get HP Ground because then at that point you can also hit Aggron if you want to do it that way. But like Cresselia can take hits, and so can Mantine. Which means you're locking yourself into moves that are not going to be doing too much. I'm trying to think if I wonder, is Salazzle faster than Serperior? I'm pretty sure it is. Actually, no, that's a lie. I'm pretty sure Serperior is faster. Base 117. Oh no, Salazzle's faster. Okay, that makes it even worse. You can't run Scarf. You can't run Scarf Serp because Serp needs the coverage. Otherwise, you're fucking screwed. Oh no, yeah. This I'm sorry. I feel like EAG has this one. That Mamoswine literally does so much work against your team. It's ridiculous. Scarfed or Bandit. I recommend Bandit because at that point you literally just kill everything that you hit. Alolan Muck is your answer for Bronzong, right? So there's that, and then you have Sylveon or Mantine or Cresselia to deal with Hitmonlee. And if all goes, if anything else, Machamp has Bullet Punch, which can take out Diancie. It's also an option. I'm just stating facts here. I don't think this is the this is a good matchup here. I think EAG has this one very solidly. In fact, I don't see him. I think it would be a little too excessive to go for 4-0 here because there's obviously ways you can get around some of these mons, and if Suicune sets up, it's also a very, very dangerous thing. So I'm not gonna like go fully on like, no, there's no way like Saiga's gonna get swept. I do think you do have a chance to take some of these mons out. I just don't see you doing too much here. I do think EAG has one, so I'm gonna instead of gonna go for the safer 3-0, because you know like the combination of Mamoswine, some form of Cresselia, Manton, or Sylveon, plus a Alolan Mug / Salazzle, you don't have much there. So I gotta give that to EAG. All right, Infinite versus Demonic. Demonic, you lost last week very handily. You lost 4-0. Infinite, you beat Zen, which is always commendable. Okay, you guys are some of the better players in the league. So I was not disappointed with the match you gave me, even though it was a 4-0. There was a lot of plays being made. I'm very happy about that. Okay, I'm sorry to say, Demonic, your team is ass. Like, no joke. Your team is really, really bad. You really do not have much for Mega Manectric. I don't see much in your arsenal of Pokemon here that actually do anything to Mega Manectric. You would probably need to run like a Choice Scarf Incineroar with Earthquake. I don't even know if it gets Earthquake. I should probably look that up. You know, I definitely need to look that up because I don't want to pull another one of those. Oh yeah, he doesn't get Ice Punch. You know, I don't want. Okay, so you do get Earthquake, but like, that's literally it. You need a Choice Scarfed. I don't even know if you outspeed Jolly Scarfed. Base what? Okay, so if you go Jolly, you hit 240. Okay, Mega Manectric is base 130. So I'm gonna calc this real quick. Oh, 135. My bad. And you obviously go Timid. So your base, or you're gonna be hitting. If you go Timid, I'm assuming you gotta go Timid because that's like the best way to go Manectric. So you're gonna be hitting 405. If you go Choice Scarf, so it's 240 times 1.5. Let me get my calculator here because I really don't want to do this math right now. You hit 360. Never mind. You don't even outspeed this thing with the Choice Scarf if you're Jolly. So yeah, never mind. You know, you don't have any you don't have anything for Mega Manectric then, because you're not taking a hit. You're not taking a hit from this monster. Alolan Raichu is probably your only safe switch into that, but like at that point, why would you do that? Because you can't do much back to it anyways. I guess you could go for like a Sneasel Ice Shard shenanigans or something like that. Rotom Wash is not going to be taking those hits too well. Crobat, I guess, is your only option if you go Choice Scarf, you know, Crobat, but like, what can you actually do to it? I don't know if there's anything you can do to it. So like, if I look this up, and I go, let's see, Manectric, offensive pivot, I guess. I'm going with basic, you know, types here. So if you're Choice Scarfed, right? If I give you a Choice Scarf, what can you hit it with? Like, if you go for Cross Poison, does 30% max. If you go for Brave Bird, does 25% max. You don't have too many options here, unless you go like Hidden Power Ground, which would be stupid, because that's a special move, obviously. Yeah, like Manectric just does so much. Like, the only thing I see here is if Klefki is dead, and this is why, like, Klefki has to be dead for this to work, and that is if you set up Mega Altaria as soon as Klefki is dead. That's literally your only chance here, and you have to go physical. So, like, return, Earthquake, and then maybe a random coverage move. But you need to be able to set up. And I'm gonna go out of a limb here and say you need at least +2 to be able to deal with some of these things. Just a thought. You kind of want to do that. Actually, you might even want to go for Sod in case, because I know Seismitoad can take a hit even after a boost. And if he goes for Scald, then you get burned. Well, you don't want to be hindered by that, so Facade is always a great option there. Literally, set up Mega Altaria and you win as soon as Klefki is dead. But that's the thing. You need to kill Klefki, and you only have one mon that can do that, and that's Incineroar, who there's a lot of things that can switch into that, like Aerodactyl and Togekiss. Nidoking outspeeds it. Seismitoad can switch into it. And so can Starmie. I don't really think it's a good idea to switch into that thing. So, but like, point stands. I think Infinite has this one. Plus, the fact that he's a very good battler, and Demonic, your team is ass. I hope that you start making switches immediately because you have a lot of bad mons there. I know you want it to be Mimi this season, but if you're trying to win, you need to switch some of those mons out. Yeah, Infinite, I'm gonna give you the 3-0 victory here. I would go as far to say it's a 4-0, but I don't know. If Mega Altaria sets up, it's over. So I'm going to go with the 3-0 victory just in case. Next up, the last battle of the Ultra Recon Squad Conference is Jack versus Supershot guy. Jack, what happened? You got 6-0'd, buddy. Why? You're the one I see winning this season, and then you go out and get 6-0'd week 1. What the hell, man? I'm over here rooting for you. I'm like, yeah, Jack definitely has this season. He's been on the cusp of first place 2 seasons in a row. He's constantly making playoffs. He's got this one. He can do this one. And then you get 6-0'd. Like, what the hell? Bruh. Come on. But looking at this team. So looking at these teams here. Mega Beedrill is going to be annoying as fuck. But this time, Gliscor can actually wall it. Okay? He can't actually wall it. So you can do that. I don't recommend bringing Primarina here, even though there's a lot of things in here you can deal, like Hydreigon. That's going to be very, very good for Primarina. Turtonator, very, very good for Primarina. Probopass, it's also Quagsire. You can do that. Lycanroc, all these stuff. Him on top, yeah. There's a lot of options here. But the problem is, there's a Mega Beedrill here. There's a Tapu Bulu here. You don't want to mess with these guys. And you don't really have too many safe switch-ins to either one of those two, besides Gliscor on Mega Beedrill. But like, you really don't have too many options for switch-ins against Tapu Bulu. The Bulu here is gonna be doing a lot of fucking damage. So like, I don't think. I mean, you could bring it for the. I don't fucking care if you do or not at this point. But like, I don't recommend bringing it. Because those two are then free switch-ins. Tapu Bulu more so than Mega Beedrill, because Mega Beedrill is going to be taking too much damage. And if you set up Brox, then obviously doesn't want to do that. But the thing is, he has Mew, he has him on top, and Empoleon to get rid of hazards. So I don't even think hazards are that big of a, I gotta get rid of them. I have no ways to get rid of them. Obviously he has ways to deal with that. So, and like, your only answer is like, what, Jirachi? I think Jirachi, Gliscor, and Infernape can all set up rocks, but I think Infernape should be one of your more offensive mons this time around. Also, looking at the teams, your best chance to deal with Mew normally, right? This is just normal. Is a Choice Specs Rotom with Shadow Ball, so it'll be doing a lot of damage there. Alolan Persians, I don't know what kind of. I know it's more specially based than physically based, so I don't know if it has like any good options in terms of like. I need to start looking these guys up because it has like base 75 special attack stat where it's like base 60 attack. But I'm trying to think, like, do you have anything that you feel like, I could do some damage with it? I don't think so, because Persian sucks ass. Oh wait, I forgot you have Mega Sharpedo, but oh wait, you used it wrong last week. Obviously that was a 50-50. If you point for Protect and he's set up, well, then now he's faster than you anyways. I think you probably should have just attacked it in normal and then get the boost, and then you'd be good there, because I'm pretty sure you still outspeed. If you definitely outspeed a +2 Como if you're a +1 Mega Sharpedo. But that's besides the point. I think you do have this one. Just don't fuck it up, for the love of God. Otherwise, like, Super Shy Guy has the mons to just wreck your life. Hydreigon's always very scary, plus the fact that it's a Z-Mon, has a lot of options. Steel, Dragon, Fire, Dark. I think it gets Shadow Ball. Do not quote me on that, because I'm not about to look that one up. but it might have Shadow Ball, which means that's Ghost. And then obviously U-Turn, which means it has a Bug one. Very, 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 very crazy great mon there. So he's going to be annoying to deal with. I really hope you don't fuck up this time. I really don't want to be wrong. I do see you as the victor of this season, and I don't want to be wrong on that. So just in that aspect, as long as you get rid of Lycanroc and it's really crappy. Does Accelerock get boosted by Tough Claws? If it doesn't, then you're fine. But that's his best bet in terms of priority, unless you're going for like Hitmontop Sucker Punch and Mach Punch. So like you gotta be careful for that stuff. But other than that, you should be fine. And I look forward to a victory from you, Jack. You better give me at least a 1-0 victory, or I'm gonna be very, very upset. Right? I'm going to be very, very upset. And you kind of need the speed boost to outspeed Mega Beedrill anyways. And, you know, don't fuck it up, okay? You have a wall, right? You have an option to take care of Mega Beedrill as long as you don't lose your Toxic Orb, which is another thing. Don't lose your Toxic Orb, because you're going to need that to effectively wall out Mega Beedrill. But yeah, so I think Jack has this one. I'm going to give him the 1-0 victory here. It's going to be a very, very close match. Super Shy Guy. I still think you can win because Mega Beedrill is very, very scary. And I feel like as soon as Gliscor is dead, Mega Beedrill runs through everybody. Knock off, Drill Run, U-Turn. You don't even need U-Turn. You can use Fell Stinger for all the fuck. And then obviously Poison Jab. Which actually you kind of don't even need because like you can deal with Serena with Fell Stinger or whatever other bug type move you get. So you don't really need the poison one, but you can if you have it. But yeah, that's going to be it for that one. And last but not least, the cross-conference match is between Matrix and Nox. Both of these guys lost last week. They both lost. They both lost with 2-0 losses too. Like, they're literally on par with each other right now. So we got the the semi-stand team versus the Alright Stall. Oh my god. So first off, I do want to say this real quick. Nox, what the fuck happened last week? Okay, you have a stall team. What the fuck happened? I was so upset when you lost that way. It was I was close. I will give you that. It was very, very close. But like, damn it. I play stall. I like seeing stall win, and then you just flat out lose. I'm just kidding. This is one of those crazy matchups because like Matrix has the wall breakers to deal with it, like T-Tar, right? T-Tar is very, very good. Sock is very, very good. Megalodios is very, very good. X-Drill in the sand is going to be a monster, especially if it gets up a Swordsdance. Azumarill with Z crystals. Miss Magius can set up all this stuff, right? So you have the wall breakers here to be able to deal with these really threatening walls. And like Nox, you don't really have much for dark types besides Clefable, but the problem is with Clefable is that you have to deal with a damn Excadrill. The only thing I can see that could potentially help you there is the Chestnut, because Chestnut can deal with not only Excadrill but also Azumarill, kind of. If you get hit with a Play Rough, that's not gonna be fun. But I think you're faster. I'm pretty sure you're faster. Just cause I don't want to look like an idiot, I want to make sure that you're faster before I do this, right? So you're base 64 speed, whereas Azumarill is base 50. So you do outspeed it, because you outspeed it. You're fine. Player off is still gonna do a lot though, so you gotta kill it with what is that one move? Seed Bomb, I think is what it's called. Don't say anything. I feel like that's the move it is. But you have Seed Bomb to do with it. It can also help you with the Tyranitar as well as the Sock. So I mean, Chestnut is kind of like a must bring to this match, but you gotta be careful with Megalodios, because obviously Megalodios can be run physical or special. Most of the time, people go for like Dragon Dance set, and you don't really have much to take care of that except for like an unaware Clefable. But before you can do anything with Clefable, you got to make sure that the damn Excadrill is dead. As well as maybe Sock, because I think if I remember correctly, Sock does get poison jab. You also, I don't remember who the hell you don't have a way to get rid of hazards, do you? Now that I look at it, no, you don't. What the fuck? Why do you not have hazard removal when you have a stall team? That's why you lost. You let them set up toxic spikes, and you let your mom gets toxic. He can do that now. Matrix has Garborder right there, which can set up the T spikes for free. Cause you have, I mean, unless you like taunt it with like fucking Deoxys, but like you have to switch in to that. You really have no way to get rid of hazards. Why? Why do you not have any way to get rid of hazards on the field? It's very, very dumb. I recommend you do that, like sooner than later. I'm not even joking. You need a way to get rid of hazards if you're gonna be running a stall team like this. So because of that, just purely on that fact that you don't have a way to get rid of hazards, and he has a way to get, put those toxic spikes down, and you need Unaware to deal with Latios on Fable, which means you can't have Magic Guard, which means you're going to be taking poison damage, and you can't be running Vaporeon's Heal Bell all the fucking time, or Miltank. That's not going to help you in the long run. You're going to be running out of those moves, which means you're going to be poisoned all the fucking time. So I'm actually going to give Matrix this one, even though like you do have the walls to take care of these mons that are supposed to be designated wall breakers. You don't have a way to get rid of hazards, right, on a team that's built for stall. Like, what kind of logic is that? So Matrix is going to be a long battle. I'm going to tell you that right now. Even if you do get those toxic spikes up, walls are really fucking annoying to deal with. Okay, we have the resilience to wear you down. We will wear you down. Okay, it is going to happen. So for that reason, even though I'm giving you the win, I'm only going to give you a 2-0 victory here, because even like there's walls there that don't get poisoned, right? You have Registeel. He doesn't care about he doesn't get poisoned at all. Rotom Fan, obviously he's floating in the air. Actually those are the only two that don't get poisoned. But like Miltank has Heal Bell, so it's not going to be like truly worried about it, because just heal herself up. So it's one of those things. It's going to be a long battle, but I do give you the 2-0 victory here, because he doesn't have a way to get rid of one of the hazards that literally negate stall. And that's it. Week 2 matches that will be happening starting today. It should be up today, right? Starting from today till Sunday. Wishing the best of luck to all the players. Do not disappoint me.